No idea. Oh, and we're live. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, June 27th, 2023. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe that it's the little things that make a big difference. Give a Brian call today to see what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, today is National Bingo Day. When was the last time you played bingo?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. Yeah, a long time ago.
I was thinking about it this morning. I don't recall ever playing. Isn't that still or is it still a thing? Maybe it's like at senior centers or something like ladies bingo night, Thursday night. Is that still a thing?
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of fundraisers that play bingo, and they make some good money, and they give away good money at bingo. So casinos used to be very big, but I don't think they do it like at the St. Croix Casino anymore. I don't think they have bingo. Remember,
Well, it's like the community center or something, or the senior citizen center, or I don't know. We should go. We should do a bingo tournament fundraiser.
Yeah, there we go. We can do it.
I don't know how to. I literally don't know how to play bingo. Okay, that was way too much time on bingo. So for today, and we have to behave ourselves today.
Mike Schaefer's on.
He wants those tickets. So speaking of, this is the last week of our ticket giveaway. Amy Greenfield texted last week and said instead of general admission tickets, since this is the last week because it's coming up this Saturday. Well, I want you to give away 2 VIP tickets and a VIP parking pass. So it'll be 2 winners, not 4, 2 winners, and each winner will get 2 VIP tickets and a VIP parking pass.
Wow.
And that'll be in our area. I mean, but don't come and talk to us because we're celebrities and stuff.
You should have like $50 in here. The first person to take a picture with us both and post it online gets $50 or something. We should.
Mike Schaefer should donate $50.
Mike Schaefer should donate $50.
Yeah.
The first people to get the picture of benefits to the internet. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we already have a question. I'm assuming she's referring to you because I just wear T-shirts and sweatshirts. Yeah.
Well, I do wear uniform some days, and because it's just whatever comes out of my closet. I don't know. Yeah, I can wear whatever. Some days I like to pretend I'm a cop, and some days I like to really look like I'm a cop. I don't know.
Sometimes I've even asked you before the show why you have your whites on that day, and sometimes you'll say that it's a meeting about something or what, I don't know. So there are some reasons for that, right?
Yeah, it depends on what I have that meet. I have another meeting today at 9:30, and that's really it for the day. So I plan on doing some work to get ready for the 4th of July. We've got to move some equipment around. We've got to get some equipment down to Chautauqua, and they're going to borrow some of our equipment for their festival. We have to get our boats ready, our motorhome ready down to the lake because it's a big weekend for us here around here. So good question. It just depends on the day. And like Thursday, I'll wear my white uniform because we'll have patrol interviews. And tomorrow, I don't have much tomorrow, so I'll probably wear something similar to this, and just in case I go do police work and pretend I'm a cop.
Sure. So speaking of, do you have extra cops on for the 4th?
Well, yes, not in some degree. They're more of a special detail. So we have water patrol on. We'll have 2 on the boat. We'll have 1 on the 4-wheeler. So we're doing a joint operation this weekend with starting on Friday night. We have an operation over in Turtle Lake. They have a concert. No, I can't remember the band. 80s rap band. Somebody will have to remember help me out there.
I love 80s rap. Well, hopefully somebody knows. And if you do,
I'll
put it in the comments. Oh, by the way, we should have pointed that out real quick. That to have a chance to win one of the tickets, all you have to do is just be active in the comments. Every time you comment counts as a, what is that called? What's that called, Fitzy?
Entry?
An entry. There you go. Yeah, an entry. So when we're finished with the show, Fitzy will run his little thing, and then randomizer, and then we'll have the announcement at the end of the show.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah, let's get in more about this weekend. So kind of going through our show flow, I did want to talk about the July 3rd fireworks, of course, with Saturday being Freedom Music Fest and what that's about. We want to talk about that as well. But first, we always like to start with a sports question. We missed it last week. We had so much to talk about. So I just have one. And Mike Schaefer, this would be up his alley. Because you're more of the hockey world. I don't really pay attention to hockey unless the Blackhawks are good.
Right.
So it's been a while since I paid attention to hockey. But tomorrow night is the NHL draft.
Okay.
So and the Chicago Blackhawks have the first pick. And apparently there's a generational talent something. I don't know. So my question is, how excited should Chicago Blackhawks fans be for likely going to be selecting Connor Bedard in tomorrow's draft?
They should be very excited about that. That kid is unbelievable. He's 18 years old. He's an unbelievable talent. I mean, I look at my kid. Jace is 18 too. This kid skates, and I think Jace is pretty good. And there's a lot. Cypress Hill, that's it.
Like
good job. That was my brother. I knew he knew it. Cypress Hill. You know who that is?
Yes, I do, actually.
Oh, they're going to be at the St. Croix Casino. So
nice.
Friday night. So you could just go to concerts all weekend and just
kidding. We don't have to do any work at all. Just go to those. So as a Chicago Blackhawks fan,
yes,
that is now when he's 18 and he comes in. I mean, he's 18. So I know more like the baseball world where you draft someone or what it's going to take. You'd have to go through minors and work. It takes a long time. There's not a whole lot of 18 or 19-year-olds in Major League Baseball. So how long until he has an impact? Is it right away and he's playing, or
he's that good? So he's good. I think he plays. I won't be surprised if he doesn't start the first game. Although it's tough. I mean, there's men out there playing hockey, and he's 18 years old, but he's quick. He's got a great shot. He's got some. He's smooth on the ice. He's pretty impressive to watch.
You've watched. Where do you watch? I'm sorry. We're already going way too long into this. But where he's not in. I mean, where do you watch him when he's 17?
Yeah, the USA Hockey, and he's been on. I think he's from Canada, I believe, right? I think he's Canadian.
Well, if he's good, he has to be from Canada.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. Mike Schaefer said
that. Yeah. Don't worry, we probably will. All right. Do you have a sports question before we move on to our other stuff?
NBA. I see the Timberwolves were thinking about training for Damian Lillard for Karl Anthony Towns straight up. I don't know.
Really, I didn't know that.
Well, I just saw it on maybe it's a wish list on something, but the Timberwolves, they probably need to shop Karl Anthony Towns and Damian Lillard. I don't know that he wants to come to Minnesota. That's the only thing. So I don't know.
The reality is the Timberwolves are stuck in this purgatory of they're not horrible, but they're not great.
Right.
So you kind of have to shake things up a little bit. And Towns, he's good, but how are you 7 feet tall and just shooting 3-pointers all day? Come on, man. You could dominate. Just stay down there. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So your question is would that be a good trade? I would think the Timberwolves have to do something because what are they going to do? Put basically the same team out next year, and you're going to get the same results of it's an okay team. Yeah,
right.
But that's it. So make a move.
So make sure you vote, comment. We're giving away VIP tickets now. This is the elite of the elite here.
Yeah,
VIP.
You'll be in our area now.
Hey, speaking of that, I was at an event last night. You okay?
Someone said, is there smoke in the air? So I looked outside and I don't see any. But I know there's like an air quality thing all the time.
There is smoke in the air is what I was told this morning.
Oh.
It's still what I was told from the fires in Canada. And if it's still burning in Canada, I'm not sure Canada's still there if it's still burning.
At this point. Right.
Maybe. But I was at an event last night and I got a cool hat that I'm going to wear on Saturday. Really. And so it was at Tasting Cumberland last night, and I got my new Round Man Brewing hat.
What?
Oh, yeah.
That's
I didn't have a hat
awesome.
last night, so I had to buy it, and they were selling hats there, so I got my Round Man Brewing Company hat.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So you had to buy it and you're promoting it on the show? No. So I'm going to teach you how this works. When we get like Sawyer Creek, they donated that to us, but they also advertised with us. So, maybe Round Man should start advertising with us.
Yeah, maybe Round Man. So I didn't tell him I was going to advertise it. I was just
I
there
know.
at an event last night. We had a great event for the Boys and Girls Club of Barron County last night, and it's a I think it was $40 to get in. There were 75 vendors, and that's food and spirits and wine and beer. And a lot of people were there and had a great time, raised some money for the Boys and Girls Club last night at the Cumberland Golf Course. So great event
Awesome.
put on by them. And Round Man was one of the 75 different vendors from there, a lot of different things. Louis Meats, Island Wines, Cumberland Golf Course all put that event on every year for the Boys and Girls Club. So, but I told Round Man we'd see him on Saturday. So
So you wear your hat
they were already,
and
yep,
yeah.
wear my hat.
Yep. So again, yeah, Shelly. So all I have to do is just every time you comment, don't spam it. Put an A, enter, A. Yeah, don't do that. So just comment, and then we'll do a randomizer at the end of the show.
The duck nachos are fabulous at Round Man. I never had duck nachos.
Oh yeah. I thought I saw a question in there somewhere. Oh, let's get to this before we get to some of our other stuff here. I'd like to get Fitzy's opinion on the bikers against predators catching predators in our area. I've heard about that just recently. Someone said, "Hey, did you see that video?" And it's nah. What is this, and what is your opinion on it?
Well, two things. One is I do know about it. Second, I can't comment because it's an active case. So I need to be somewhat careful on Pete Johnson spamming.
Pete. I love Pete.
Me too. But the bikers, it's a group of out there protecting kids, and they were here for the Kloss case, and they were here. They do a lot of good in the world, and so it's just a group of bikers that said we're going to keep kids safe, and I don't know exactly how their operation works, but they pretend that they're a child, and they real similar to what we did in Cumberland and what Chief Wolf did when she was at Rice Lake PD, and they say they're a 14-year-old boy or a girl, and they're really an adult, and these people want to meet that 14 or 15-year-old girl or boy, whatever that is, and they do that. But there's certain rules that we have to follow in law enforcement that
Right.
other people don't have to follow. So I don't want to comment. I appreciate all their due, the information they gave us. We worked with them. We've got their information. We now have an active case going with the information that they brought to us. I just want people to be careful not to say, hey, let's go out and find predators now, because certain things have to fall in line. And if you say something wrong, we can't use it. You can't. The police are the only people that can entrap people. Like, I can't entrap you. I can't, do certain things in law enforcement where you don't follow under that. But if you, it has to be a good case for us, especially with the seriousness of a crime. It's got to be, all the I's and T's crossed and I's dotted.
Yeah.
We have to have that. So no, happy that they do this and happy that they give us that information. I think they get frustrated sometimes that we don't just arrest people right off. It takes a lot to make some of these cases work. And like I said, Chief Wolf has done a great job now in Cumberland and when she was in Rice Lake, but a lot of effort and time and log entries and things have to go into work into play. So we have that case now. We're looking into it, and and we do those cases and have the ability to do those cases both with our agency and with DCI.
Nice. Chris, could you give a shout out to Bourbon Bar Back the Blue event, Ray?
Yeah. Yes, that was great. I talked to Chris Zappa last night at the Cumberland event, and I did thank everybody. A lot of those same people last night were at that Cumberland event, but Back the Blue, we had an event in Cumberland 2 weeks ago, just a big party in the street, and there was $22,000 for Cameron, Shatek, and Cumberland Police Department, and they each got $7,500 last night. The numbers came in yesterday. So I thanked Chris last night personally, and then made the announcement of thanking all those people for the support they give law enforcement. And
That's
our support and the love is awesome. And we're going to feel that again on Saturday. And with the, all of that money stays local. I mean, that's why the events like the Freedom Fest, all that money is staying local. I talked to Chief Wilson this week. He's going to be there. There you go. And we're going to have a lot of fun Saturday. And all that money is going to stay right here in our communities for our fire and our police and our vets and whoever else, our EMS, wherever they give away. Everybody that comes and volunteers is going to get a check back. And I think that's really, really neat and really cool.
I can't wait. And we'll talk more about that. You didn't, thankfully, we've broken the cycle. where we had 4 straight weeks of a situation in Barron County on a Sunday night. And then we had to talk about it on Tuesday because you sent out a press release on Monday. But this is the first time in 5 weeks that you haven't had one. Yep. But I do have 3 insider articles I just wanted to get your views and opinions on before we start talking about the weekend stuff. Let's get to that after 15 seconds after word from Spooner Health.
Satisfaction surveys and in conversations with patients, they appreciate the fact that staff got to know them. Staff really took their preferences into account, and they just feel grateful that they are being cared for as a person.
To learn more about our services, visit spoonerhealth.com.
All right.
Hey, I don't see us on Facebook. I was looking at the comments, but are we on Facebook? Why doesn't DrydenWire on Facebook? Why aren't we on Facebook?
I don't know. I thought we are.
Well, I thought we are too, but when I pull up DrydenWire on Facebook, we always
maybe refresh it or something.
I did. That's weird.
What do you do? You just want to watch us?
Well, I like to watch
while we're doing a live show.
I'm looking at the comments.
Oh, I don't know. That's right. You said you don't see the comments. No, it's on.
Oh, there we are. I'm on there. It's there now. Don't worry. I got that.
Oh, you need. What are you going to do? You're going to be like Dad when he retired. He didn't realize how important having an IT team was, because I became his IT team because it's like, how do I? He didn't even know the basic things. Yeah. So you're not going to do very well when you retire. So don't ever retire. All right. So I have a few things here. These were insider articles that we have published that regarding Barron County Crime and Court. First one was our headline was registered sex offender sentenced in Barron County on new sex crime convictions. So I don't know if I'm saying this right. Jamek or Jamek? I'll say Jamek. Jamek Tollfree was charged following an incident that occurred in the city of Rice Lake. Tollfree was previously convicted in 2018 of exposing a child to harmful materials and sending obscene messages. Judge Bitney ordered Tollfree to serve 3 years of confinement in state prison, consecutive to any prison sentence he is already serving. In January of this year, Wood County Circuit Court gave Tollfree, or he had received a new sentence for 2 years. So in total, he's facing 5 years of confinement in state prison, to be followed by 4 years of extended supervision. Are you happy with that?
Yes, I'm happy with that. Probably could have got a few more years, but I'll take 5 years in prison, 4 years in prison any day of the week. So I think, yeah. So
apparently need a vacation. Pete was saying he needed a vacation, and yeah.
I agree. Fitzy needs a vacation. He might take one someday.
I doubt it. You'll never take a vacation. So yeah, you're happy with that? I think for the most part, right? I mean, but we see.
A big deal.
Well, unfortunately, we have seen that kind of get repeated. Offenses against. I mean, these are. Sometimes prison can be, changes your life, and you come out better afterwards. And I'm never going back in again. But when it comes to, I won't refer to this one specifically, but just in general, registered sex offenders, especially when it comes to minors, do they really come out going, okay? We see a lot of it happens again and again. I don't know how to fix that. I mean, I think it's something in your head. How do you fix that? So I always want to see longer ones as long as possible for these, because unfortunately, oftentimes they come out and it does happen again.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and there's nothing. I mean, that's this cycle. If we put everybody in prison that we wanted in prison for as long as we want, the prisons would be full and we'd have a bunch of problems. So we do it based on, there's mandatory minimums. There's a lot of different things when it comes to certain sex crimes. So I don't think there is in this case, because it was just exposing a child to harmful materials. Yeah. It's not, I don't want to say that's not abuse, because it is, but it's not the same as an act.
Good point.
So yeah, based on this. So no, I'm happy with that one. We'll be good with that one.
Okay. The second one was, our headline was woman sentenced on conviction from Rice Lake arson case. The court sentenced Jessica Biscobing on a conviction from a court case that was filed against her in Barron County Circuit Court following her arrest for setting fire to a Rice Lake, Wisconsin hotel. The Honorable James Babler ordered an imposed in-state sentence for Biscobing with 10 years of probation, 1 year of confinement in county jail. Biscobing also received credit for 136 days of time already served. What do you think of that one?
I don't know much about that case. I know it was a fire in a hotel room. I don't know how big or small it got. I can live with that one too. And a
Okay.
year in jail, somebody probably won't do it again.
Okay. And the last one that we had was Man Placed, and all these articles are on our insider articles on our website. Headline was Man Placed on, we talked about this one last week, not knowing that, man placed on $25,000 cash bond following violent assault of woman in Barron County. The court ordered that $25,000 for a Jesse Stelton, age 30, following an incident that occurred in the city of Rice Lake during the night hours of the June 9th and 10th. Female sustained multiple injuries. The left side of the female's face, this is according to the criminal complaint, the left side of the female's face was swollen to the point that her left eye was completely swollen shut. It was also determined that she sustained a fractured jaw. A laceration near her right eyebrow was bleeding and ultimately required multiple stitches. Honorable Maureen Boyle ordered a $25,000 cash bond. And then on June 19th, a bail bond hearing was held regarding Stelton's bond, and Judge Boyle heard the motion from defense counsel for Stelton to modify his bond, but Judge Boyle denied the motion. We did talk about this last week a little bit, but that was a part that I wasn't aware of until I read the criminal complaint and did the story, that there was it was denied. I kind of like seeing that because that happens relatively often, right? A motion to the defense, well, okay, that seems a little high. One motion, let's modify this, and the judge didn't.
And I love the modifications. Like, my client's been good for a week. I'm like, he's been in jail for a week. How can he be bad? I'm glad we're seeing. First of all, I'm very happy with the high cash bond. Second, I'm glad the modification is denied, because a lot of people are like, well, the judge was just mad for the week and now maybe they're in a better mood. No, I'm glad the modification, nothing changed in that week time that guy should have gotten a lower cash bond. End of story. Glad it happened. I think we'll see more of that. I think we've done a lot of education in this, and I'm, happy that what we're seeing. I think. Sure. I'll answer Romaine's question.
Yeah, we'll get to Romaine, but I want to finish up this.
But Romaine was part of this when we changed the law and gave the judges the authority when we all voted last year, and I know that was a big push to give our judges a little bit more authority to keep our community safe.
And are we seeing that? Is this a result of that? Do you think? I mean, obviously you don't know for sure, but do you think that could be a contributing factor?
I think our judges pay attention to what happens in our communities. They should be. They're elected officials in our community. I think they are. And they saw an overwhelming people said, keep our community safe. We want bond for more than just returning to court. And I think we made a big push. And I think, we did that good job. And I think the bond modification is great, because we see a lot of that bond modification change. After a week or 2 weeks, or they've been in jail 3 weeks and they haven't done anything wrong. Well, that's good, but they're still not getting out unless they pay $25,000 cash, and we hold them to a high standard. Yeah. And we need to do that. And, whether this guy pays it or gets out, because in Wisconsin, you have to pay 100%. It's not a 10%, or it's not.
There's other states that you only have to do a percentage?
Some states are, yeah.
What's stupid? Whatever. That's a whole other thing.
Well, and then they say yeah. So.
Curtis Emerson had said, I think referring to recidivism rate exceptionally high for sex offenders. Yeah, that's just it. The programming, because again, going back to we've identified the problem, how do we fix it? And as you said, Fitzy, just throwing everybody in prison isn't necessarily always the answer, but sometimes, that has to happen as well. But when I see these stories of anyone harming a child, or a man's doing that, or in domestics, I'll speak in generalities, and I'll say it's usually going to be, data shows it's going to be a male physically harming a female. And you know how I feel about this stuff. Everybody just needs a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That's going to solve like 90% of our problems. Now, I know not everybody believes that, so we will just take God out of this equation, which usually isn't a good idea, but we're going to. So how do we fix that? Yeah. And I was thinking about that this morning, about when did men stop? And if this, first of all, this is going to probably offend someone. Maybe I'm being sexist, so sorry. But when did men stop just knowing how to be men? Like, our number one job is to be protectors of our children, of our girlfriend and our wife, sometimes both at once, of our significant others. That's our number one responsibility. We shouldn't be the instigator. We're not the aggressor. We're the protector. And I don't understand, like, where did that fall? Maybe they didn't have a father that was that person, that protector, like your dad and my dad. That's how we were raised, right? Mm-hmm. Mom, unconditional love, dad's protectors. That's how it works. And husbands and wives, same thing. Or boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, that's our job.
Yeah.
And again, that's with no God included at all. That's just, where did we lose that? They don't understand. It's a responsibility of ours, but it's a great responsibility. Like, that's the awesome thing. Like, we get to protect our significant others and our children and our family and the women in our lives. That should be an honor.
It should be, and I hate when I have to say more likely to reoffend and we have to let them out. I mean, that shouldn't even be happening. And that goes back to our judges saying, you know what, you're likely to reoffend. Boom. But their bonds are much higher. Yeah, it'd be like $250,000, and then you'd have to pay $25,000. You only have to pay 10%. So,
all right. Well, let's go. How do we? Yeah. So, boy, we could go on that for quite a while. Yeah, but let's get. And you know what? We should actually talk about that, if you don't mind. I wouldn't mind talking about that on a future show. But let's go. Romaine had a question here. Could you touch on the need for additional staffing in your department and how we compare to other counties in terms of calls, needs, etc.? Well, right now, I think you're housing a whole bunch of people in Washburn. From Washburn, probably.
Yeah. So we did a study. Actually, St. Croix County is the one who did the study. St. Croix County did a study because they wanted more cops. And we ended up being the second lowest county of our six county area, I believe it was. I don't have it right in front of me. For staffing, it was the number of officers per population, number of officers per square mile, and actually St. Croix County got 5 officers just after their shooting over there with Katie. Their county board approved 5 officers over there, so that puts us now at the lowest number of officers per square mile, number of calls per officer. We were very, very low, probably at the bottom of all of our counties around us. From the study that they did, I went and asked for 4 people, 2 people. We really had a negotiation there, and I ended up getting 2 cops. We're going to hire on Thursday. We're going to hire 2 additional patrol officers, more than likely on the night shift. And the reason we did that is some of our municipalities, just like jails, like we talked about, and sometimes we hire, I know Sheriff Finch has got the same problem, and Sheriff Rotec, I had it. Washburn County has it. I know we all have staffing issues. All of our municipalities have staffing issues. People are trading people all over, right? It's like cops went to Cumberland. I hire somebody.
Yeah, it feels like sports. It really does.
It does.
Like you're trading somebody, essentially, like free agents. And
right.
Yeah.
And we have a running joke. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. I get it. It's stressful. I mean, we've been, knock on wood, fully staffed for a week for the first time ever for the week in the last couple of years. But the new people are going to be on nights. They're going to be, we're going to use them as utilities so we can move them around a little bit to reduce overtime, to go where there's a high volume of calls or crimes or things like that. So, hopefully we're going to be out on the boat and the ATV this weekend and doing different things like that. So they're going to be utilities, internet crimes against children. We just talked a lot about it. Those cases are taking up a lot of our time, 40 plus hours for one person just working that one case. And obviously, as you read, there's more than one case going on in one time in Barron County. So just taking one person away for 40 hours just to work on an internet crimes against children case takes our load off. So, but our PDs support us. We support our PDs all we can. And it's just tough filling shifts. Not everybody wants to be a cop. It's nights, it's weekends, it's safety, it's increasing our numbers to make traffic stops safer, whatever we can do. So that's what we're going to be doing with our additional staffing that we got. I'm going to pay for that additional staffing with our out-of-county revenue this year, so there's no extra cost. 2 extra cops are going to hit the roads mid-July here at no extra cost to the taxpayers. We're taking some of that money that we get from Sawyer and Washburn and Burnett and whoever else, and we're going to pay for some of those cops. Next year it'll be part of the budget process.
So outside kind of revenue, you're referring to housing, because obviously it's jail, right? Got it.
So we're taking some of that money that we had set aside to do we're going to do a little expansion on our Sally Port. And I said, you know what, we haven't got the bids on that. We're working on that process as we speak. So if the bids come in a little higher, that project may be delayed a half a year, because I think these 2 cops are a little bit more important than that addition right now. And so, Romaine was a big thing with this new shared revenue thing. New for the counties, shared revenue is we're going to get increases. Part of that increase has to be used for law enforcement, or should be used for law enforcement, I believe is the wording. So they're going to use some of that extra shared revenue that Barron County is going to get.
Who decides where that gets divvied up?
The county board.
Sure.
So the county board gets to make that decision, but they've said, yeah, we'll use that for that as part of our budget process. So we've gotten 2 more cops for 2023, 2024. I'll probably ask for 2 more cops in 25. We'll see how the crime trend grows. We'll keep track of all this stuff. But we're very excited and thankful for the county board for approving those positions. 26-1, I think it was 25-1, 26-1. So,
well, of course, now I want to know who the one, whatever.
He just wanted to hire one because we hadn't been guaranteed that money. He said the reason. He said he supports it, but we don't have the check in hand from the government, from Tony Evers, and he's got to sign that budget bill. And I'm sure Romaine feels the frustration when they go back and forth, and they have this great deal done for all of these counties. Counties are going to do really good here. I think they have, but you know how that back and forth trading and Romaine's, and he's an expert in that. So he's the guy that can tell you more about that. But that shared
revenue. Well, he'll be on the show this Thursday.
Oh, there you go. He can talk about shared revenue.
There we go.
Yeah. So.
And no, I haven't seen the new jail in Burnett.
Not either.
I think it opens in April of next year. But yeah, that's gonna if Washburn and Burnett, so if they all, if they were actually all had jails large enough, then you'd lose a lot of money. So you should probably be advocating for them. No, don't use your taxpayer dollars on that. You don't need a new jail.
Tear down your jail. Tear down your jail.
Yeah.
So we should budget for 19 more canines. Yes, I would have loved that. Is there just one crisis worker? Many departments are back to the 80s. Pete's got a point. A lot of people want us to start doing that. It takes a lot longer to get a cop. Instead of taking from another department. We have 5 applicants and 1 internal applicant from our jail, and then 4 from local police departments in the area. So we're going to end up probably stealing from someone else, and they're going to steal from someone else to backfill their positions. And so is overtime part of the plan? Yes, we did budget for some overtime for these officers. In that, we budgeted for the squad cars, although the bids are coming in way higher on squad cars right now. That's another expense to law enforcement that we're seeing, at just finding squad cars, and the cost of squad cars is way higher than I budgeted.
Well, if you just put some pretty awesome lights on my Jeep and deputize me, I'll do it. See, it costs taxpayer dollars other than just, I'll even work for 50% off. Just give me.
I'm pretty sure the taxpayers of Barron County will pay the extra for the squads.
Okay. Just offering. That's
so
all.
The snake. Oh, yeah. So the snake call that made more, got us more publicity than the homicide, than just about anything put together. That snake piece was huge.
So for people who don't know, fill them in.
Yeah. So we had a call of a snake on a roof. And we knew this person in Chautauqua had snakes. Luckily, my captain, who was sitting next to me at this other call we were on, says, I love snakes. I said, have a nice time. Go get the snake. So he climbed up on the roof on a ladder with one of our deputies who doesn't like snakes. And they got this 14-foot snake off the roof, put it back in its cage, and it escaped. The person was just gone. It was a pet. It wasn't dangerous, and got the snake, but we took a picture of it, put it on Facebook, and it became an internet sensation. So, but the snake is safe. I think it might be a new ordinance in Chautauqua very soon that you can't have a 14-foot snake.
Isn't that exactly how all ordinances come to existence?
Right, it is. One guy wrecks it for everybody, right? So now the snake.
All right, someone ought to make a law. Okay.
Right now, make a law. Yep. But luckily, there's people that love snakes out there, so that's all I can say. But it was the internet. We almost broke the internet, I think. Our Facebook.
Yeah, it was so weird. I noticed that too, and I'm like, wow, a lot of people really seem to care about that, but not as much about, homicides and drug busts and sex offenders. No, not as much. It's so bizarre.
I mean, it was 3-1. The two posts were, one day apart. We have a tragedy, and that gets, 1,000 hits, and this one's got 10,000 hits. I'm like, it's just, and I know people don't like to dwell on tragedy, so I get it, but it was like, we need to do more to stop some of our tragedies. We worked on that yesterday and some prevention pieces. So
hey,
we've got a lot of things cooking.
So you didn't explain to me who Ron is.
Ron is the chief in Chautauqua.
Oh, duh. I've always known. How do you say his last name?
Ron Ambrositis.
Ambrositis.
Ambrositis. Yeah.
Okay.
And so now
so
that snake
is
leaving, there you go.
That's awesome. I think I've asked you that before, and I just forgot, so I apologize. Chief.
So,
We should have a bell for him too. We'll come up with a different bell.
yeah, we'll get a bell for Ron. Ron always watches the show too. Ron does a great job down Chautauqua, and he's got a busy week ahead of him for the 4th of July. And I want to touch on that before we get.
Let's do it right now. We want to get to this weekend. I know I want to talk about the fireworks in Shell Lake and of course the Freedom Music Fest. But what do you want to talk about for this weekend?
So we'll start with Friday night. We'll be at Cypress Hill and Turtle Lake. Lots of traffic on Friday. Tons of traffic. Ron should join us sometime. Lots of traffic on Friday night. So expect delays in traffic at different places, between Spooner and Turtle Lake and Cumberland and all those places, Chautauqua. Lots of traffic. Everybody's going to be coming in for the week. Then Saturday, we're going to be at Freedom Fest. Freedom Music Fest. That'll be a great day up in Spooner. Great way to kick off the 4th of July week and a great festival giving back to the community. Sunday is just a regular day on our lakes and our trails. So we'll be out on the 4-wheelers and the boats. The DNR, it's Operation Dry Water. So they're out there basically doing extra enforcement. They'll have all of our DNR wardens will be out there. Our rec officer will be out there. We'll be out there all weekend, starting on Saturday through the 4th of July. So a long weekend of that. So then we hit Monday is the 3rd of July. Yeah. Lots of events going on in Chautauqua and Cumberland, fireworks, different places. And then we'll be up in Shell Lake on Thursday and Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
So, and then Friday is obviously the 4th of July. We'll be in Chautauqua. McConaughey's got some events going on. So lots of events, and that just pushes us into next week already. I won't be doing a show next week. We'll be over in McCona.
You know who is going to be on the show?
Oh, you're doing a show. Dave Wilson.
He'll be filling you for next week, and we're both going to be tired because we'll be at the fireworks Monday night. But he'll be staying way later than I'll be staying. So I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yep, no problem, because I want to talk to him because, he's also the board chair now. So I want to ask him. So it's like, how do the fireworks go? Any issues, etc. Fill us in, the law enforcement stuff, but then also have talk to him about, the things that the county is working on. So I can't wait. So he's going to be filling in for you next week.
The bridge won't be open, Molly, on Double S. Chief Ambrositis and I pushed for that. We both lost. The bridge is not done and will not be open, so it will be impacting travel.
Why'd you push for it? What's going on?
Well, it's just a major bridge on Double S, and people have to go through a residential area to get around, and that's going to cause some problems in Chautauqua. And so Ron's going to direct traffic extra long, I think, on 4th of July weekend. Probably Ron won't, but he'll have people. His people will direct traffic.
I got people for that. And yeah, Mary Jo, of course, it's going to be. It'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be fine. That's Cronenberger's problem, not mine. Whatever, he'll figure it out.
But what was the weather? I missed that.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I'm sorry.
How long did the fireworks last in Chautauqua till they're over? I don't know. They're some of the best fireworks around.
Can't rule out a tornado or two across the area. When is this?
What? Wait, we got to slow down here.
Yeah, I know.
So 75 to 80, lows in the 50s, 60s.
Oh,
wait,
all right.
A chance of tomorrow afternoon and evening. Oh, what's that? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Okay. Main threats: large hail, damaging winds. Can't rule out a tornado or two. This weekend looks to be a great one. Highs in the 80, dry most of the weekend. Have a great week.
Okay.
Perfect. So the rain really helped. I was very concerned that we were going to have dry and not tell people they can't do fireworks, but I think the weather cooperated. So,
Shell Lake, just answer that one, Stacy.
Shell Lake has great.
Actually,
fireworks.
they do a phenomenal, and we put up a post on the website yesterday. Matt, he's a part of the Shell Lake Chamber, so he was the one that wrote it and sent it, but it was by them. So it's going to be variety of foods and treats will be available around town. starting at 6 o'clock to Monday night for the first time. 132nd Army Band, Wisconsin National Guard Cover Fire Rock Band will be playing 8 o'clock. Sushi Roll, which they've been doing that for the last few years on Main Street. They'll be starting, and of course at dusk, which is basically at 10 o'clock is usually when they start. That'll be the fireworks. And then I think Sushi Roll will continue to play up on Main Street until midnight.
Yeah, and that Sushi Roll is an unbelievable band.
Yeah, they're really good.
Holly and I stayed and watched that last year, and we're going to probably stay again and watch it. But what's nice about Shell Lake is it's big. The area is big. There's lots of parking. You can sit on the street right on Highway 63 and watch them, is where we sit with you guys, right in front of Matt's place there. But you can go down as far on the beach and sit in the grass and watch it. And it's just a great thing. There's lots of stuff going on. They sell all those light up things, and people shoot them light up copters in the air, and it's great. And the fireworks are awesome. So it's a great family event. Head up to Shell Lake. And then we also have the 4th of July is in Rice Lake and Cumberland and McConnell just in Barron County have fireworks on the 4th of July. So very, very busy traffic week, very, very busy week on the waters. Do not drink and drive. Wear your life jackets. Don't ride on the front of your boat, on your pontoon, in front of the doors when the boat's moving. Be courteous of firework complaints. I mean, I know fireworks, we could get into that for a day, and illegal and not illegal, and some shoot up and some don't, and just don't shoot at your neighbor's house, and don't shoot at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, cops don't want to have to go and do any. Come on.
Right.
I obviously, I'm not a cop, but I've known a lot, and they don't want to. And I'm not saying it's okay to have a few illegal fireworks because, we have a sheriff on right now. So I'll just say it's perfectly fine. Just don't be, a jerk about it, or late at night, or, like 2 in the morning or something. And nothing egregious, just, behave. That's all.
Right. And 911 calls, make sure your apps, I have to share a thing yet. I haven't shared the Sheriff's Association, put a new app out there, or a new thing on how to make sure your phone doesn't dial 911. So be careful. If you do 911, call, and we call you back, answer, say I'm sorry, so we don't have to chase across the county. Yes. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many people will be booked in this week. Monday's not a holiday, so you will get out on Monday, but you won't get out on Tuesday. So if you get arrested and get held over on Monday, you won't get out till Wednesday.
Yeah. But speaking of which, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot. I usually try to post those on Tuesday before our show, but I forgot. So I have to do that right after the show. I also want to quickly just say, we had a lot of messages yesterday. Apparently there was a high-speed chase through town, Spooner, Washburn area, ended up in Burnett County. We are aware of that. Thank you for everyone that sent us, some information on that. But we're aware of it. Talked to Chief Deputy Pank, or communicated with him, and I believe last I heard he's going to likely be sending out a press release today. So we should have that up on our website, what that situation was, as much as they can say. So we'll have that up later today. All right, and then this Saturday, of course, we'll be at that's the big thing.
Oh, we got to give away tickets, don't we?
Yeah, so there's 151 comments, so I think just like last week,
comments.
Well, it says all comments, that includes replies. Yeah, I'm not counting all these down, so we may have to, so run the numbers. If they're really, really easy, then I can just do it, but we may have to wait till after the show. I don't want to spend 5 minutes just counting.
Yeah, so we're doing 150, I'll just do 155.
Oh, and that was, that's good to know. I thought someone said Cumberland was the third. Cumberland is the fourth.
Shell Lake is the third.
I believe that's how they've always done it. They always separated those two. That's why Shell Lake always does it on the third, I believe. Yeah. Oh, Pete.
Adam Jarko's in now, too. Happy fourth, boys.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's the last one.
Oh, here we go.
So 100 ready? 155 comments. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, it went away. Generating.
41. Okay.
41.
Yep, that's the first one.
2 VIPs. Oh.
145.
So.
Okay, well, I have to count 145 comments down.
Yeah.
So, but you did it out of the 150. Yeah, okay. Pete is a spam. I agree so much. So I will count those down as soon as we're finished, because I don't want to do it like literally on the live show now. So within 5 minutes of the show being finished, I'll count that down, maybe 10 minutes, and then I'll put in the comments who won, and I'll notify you on there as well. I'll give you the email address. Just email the Freedom Music Fest, and they'll get your VIP tickets. Fitzy and I will see you there. And, of course, we've already given away a whole bunch of tickets before this, so we'll see everyone there because we'll probably walk around.
Probably with
The
my
general admit. And you're right. Would you stop, man? We need money for that, for the show. Like, donate it to law enforcement or something.
Maybe they'll make a donation for law enforcement.
Oh, my goodness. All right. You said you have a meeting at 9:30. What is that about?
I can't tell you. It's a secret. No, I
Oh,
don't
nice.
know. No, it's a restorative justice meeting to make sure we're trying to expand some more programs in the county to, help people get out of problems and get them help rather than just cite them. So we're working on some different things with that in our DHS director. So that's where I'm headed right now.
All right, cool. And again, about 5 or 10 minutes, I'll put in the comments who the 2 winners are, and each winner gets 2 VIP tickets and a VIP parking pass. We'll see you there on Saturday. Fitzy, thanks so much, man.
Have a safe 4th, everyone.
For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe that it's a little thing that make a big difference. Give them a call. The phone number is right there on the screen. As Fitzy already mentioned, he will be off on the 4th next Tuesday, but filling in will be Shell Lake Police Chief Dave Wilson and Board Supervisor Dave Wilson. And so we'll be talking about both of those things. So until then, thank you for watching and have a blessed day.